Hello brothers. My English is some bad, please do a little cooperate brothers. Today I'm talking about Demon Slayer Season 3 Episode 3. If you haven't watched previous episode, then video link will be in description. Let's start brothers. Season 3 Episode 3, whose name is a sword from over 300 years ago. So far we have seen that Tanjiro was training with doll, during which he attacked the doll with his sword, which caused the doll to break. And a 300-year-old sword came out from inside it. To which Kotetsu and Tanjiro are very excited. Then Kotetsu says that you should keep the sword because your sword is broken. Tanjiro shyly refuses, but Kotetsu tells him that the highest quality steel was used for the sword in the Sengoku period. And you have discovered the sword too, so you should keep it. Both argue for a long time and finally both get ready to take out the sword and see it. When they take out the sword and see, they come to know that the sword has a rust on it, because it is very old. On which Tanjiro, being a little sad, and says it's okay. Then we see that a big man comes towards them from the side of the forest, who has a very amazing body. And on seeing it we come to know that he is none other than Haganezuka. He takes sword from Tanjiro and says, "I have heard all your conversation. Now leave the sword to me." After this he starts grabbing the sword with them, but Tanjiro refuses to give the sword to Haganezuka because they did not trust on him. They did not know why he wanted to take the sword. But Haganezuka repeatedly says that give the sword to me. Then Haganezuka throws both of them away, and then another swordsmith comes here whose name is Kanamori. After that, Kanamori tells Tanjiro that wait, Haganezuka is tickled too much. After that Kanamori starts tickling Haganezuka so that Haganezuka falls on the ground and becomes quiet for a while. Then Kanamori tells Tanjiro to forgive Haganezuka because Haganezuka has been practicing in the forest for a long time to make a sword for Tanjiro that will never break and is very powerful. Then Tanjiro becomes very happy. Then Kanamori tells him that Haganezuka loves making swords for Tanjiro as rest of the Demon Slayers don't like him. And now he has no clients left. On which Kotetsu says that he does not even know how to talk, due to which he is not even married yet. Then Haganezuka regains consciousness and says that he will polish the rusted sword and make them like brand new. On which Kotetsu says that it should have been said before. On which Haganezuka lifts Kotetsu above the neck. To which Tanjiro and Kanamori calm him down by tickling him again. And before leaving, Haganezuka gives Tanjiro a sword to use. Unless he can make the old sword like new again. Next evening Tanjiro tells that it will take 3 days and 3 nights to polish that sword. Means it will be ready by day after tomorrow. And Tanjiro tells that his polishing art is very dangerous, that many people have been killed by it, so he forbids Tanjiro from coming there. Tanjiro was telling all these things to Genya, to which Genya says angrily, "Why are you telling me all these things? We both are not friends. Do you remember that you broke my hand?" On which Tanjiro says that it was your fault. You were troubling that girl. And Tanjiro says take these rice balls and we both become friends. Genya says I don't want it. Tanjiro notices that all the teeth of the Genya are fine. Whereas that day Tanjiro had seen that he had broken one of his teeth. On which Genya says that Tanjiro must have had a dream. On which Tanjiro removes that tooth from pocket and shows it to Genya, on which Genya gets angry and kicks Tanjiro out of the room. Then Tanjiro starts making the ponytail of Nezuko, just like Mitsuri, and he thinks why Genya is always angry. Maybe he might be hungry. So he decides to have breakfast with Genya the next morning. Here it when a swordsmith was coming back from the hot spring, he found a pot on the way. When he goes near it, the pot pulls him inside it. After some time we see that the blood of that man comes out. And after some time his body also comes out, who had all his bones broken. And then Gyoko comes out of the pot and he says I didn't like the taste of this guy at all. And as we saw in the first episode that Gyoko tells Muzan that he has some important information, so maybe this is what he is talking about. Then we see Hantengu on the roof of a house where he remembers Muzan's anger and says that after killing them all, he will definitely be happy. Then we see the Genya who is in his swordsmith house where no one was there, but Genya's sword was ready. He picks up that sword and says that elder brother, I have to do this. Then we see that while Tanjiro was sleeping, someone wakes him up by scrunching up his nose. Then we see it is Muchiro, who asks Tanjiro, has he seen Kanamori, who is his new swordsmith? Tanjiro tells Muchiro that he saw Kanamori and Haganezuka together, and they both can walk together and can find them. To which Muchiro asks Tanjiro why he cares so much for them. Doesn't he have any work of his own? Tanjiro tells, when you help someone, you are also helped in the end. I take great pleasure in helping others. Muchiro gets shocked hearing this and says to Tanjiro, what did you just said? Just say it again. And only then Nezuko wakes up and she also gets ready to go with them. Then Muchiro says to Tanjiro, what a strange creature this is. Have I met this one before? And then both of them hear some sound from behind, and then the door opens and a hand comes inside from that door. Only then we see that it is none other than Hantengu. Tanjiro is surprised to see him, as they did not realize or feel this demon. This means it is an upper rank demon. And then Muchiro, without wasting time, uses the fourth form of mist breathing. Shifting flow slash, but demon dodges that attack and sticks to the roof. And demon tells them to stop troubling me, and only then Tanjiro uses Hinokami Kagura sunflower thrust. But the demon escapes and comes down. Then Tanjiro wonders why the demon is not retaliating, and then Nezuko transforms into a demon and kicks the demon hard. But Tanjiro forbids her to transform into a demon because it will be difficult to handle her later. Now Muchiro go fast and cut Hantengu's neck. But Tanjiro remembers that just cutting the neck doesn't kill Upper Moon Demon, so he tells Muchiro to be careful. Then we see that a new body is emerges from Hantengu's head, and a new head is emerges to his body, which means there are two demons now. And Tanjiro and Muchiro attacked on both demons. And before Muchiro can attack on Demon, Demon blows a hand fan towards him, which creates a windstorm so strong that Muchiro breaks the house and falls into a forest far away, but Nezuko grabs Tanjiro. Now two demons were formed here, one of which was named as Sekido, which is full of anger, and the other was named as Karako, which is full of happiness. Tanjiro thinks how he will defeat both of them now. Karako becomes overjoyed to see Muchiro. But Sekido is very angry, and then Sekido slams the stick in his hand into the ground, which causes a very strong lightning which shocks Tanjiro. Tanjiro is just about to faint, but before he could, he looked up at the roof where he sees Genya standing with a double-barrel shotgun. And its bullet is made of Nichiren steel. Genya shoots at both demons, which snaps Sekido's neck, but Karako doesn't get hurt much. Karako is overjoyed by this new type of attack, but Genya gets angry. And he takes out his sword and comes down and cuts off the head of the other demon as well. Tanjiro tells Genya that on beheading these demons they do not die but grow more, but by then it is too late. Now there are not 2 but 4 demons here. Tanjiro was thinking that what would be the weakness of these demons. But suddenly then third demon comes and flies in the air by holding Tanjiro's leg. This demon had the power like birds. Nezuko gets very angry seeing this. But Tanjiro tells her not to worry about him and help Genya. But Tanjiro sees that the fourth demon has appeared, and he has inserted his spear in Genya's stomach. Then Nezuko obeys Tanjiro, but demon flown with Tanjiro and mocks him for caring about others when he himself is in great danger. Then demon was about to attack Tanjiro with sonic attack. But then Tanjiro uses Hinokami Kagura and cut the leg of that demon. Tanjiro, falling from above, grabs a tree branch below, but it breaks and Tanjiro falls to the ground. And Tanjiro gets hurt a lot. Then Tanjiro tells himself that he will have to stand up and have to help the villagers. But then he remembers that that demon's claw is still holding Tanjiro's leg. When Tanjiro looks back, he finds that another demon emerges out from that claw, and he is ready to attack on Tanjiro with the sonic attack. On the other side we see Muchiro, who had fallen far away in the forest. When he is coming back with running, he sees on the way a fish-like demon trying to eat Kotetsu. Seeing him, Muchiro thinks that he will not get anything by saving from him. My task is to save the village chief and kill upper rank demons. So I should not waste my time by saving this child. But then he remembers Tanjiro's words that by helping others, we also get helped in end. Thinking this, he turns back, and just as the demon is about to eat Kotetsu, Muchiro cuts off demon's arm. Kotetsu is shocked to see whether the Muchiro is really helping him. Muchiro tells Kotetsu to go and gets ready to fight with demon. Now what will happen next? We have to wait for the next episode. And this is where the episode ends. I apologize to you for my bad English. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.